You're welcome, Steelers. Grossi Posse Packer Nation. Welcome to an episode of Podcast, the podcast where you don't have to be a Packers fan, but it sure does help. I'm your host, Tom. The Smith Bros are gone. Grossi, and breaking news. The Green Bay Packers making some moves before the trade deadline, which is at 4 p.m. Eastern. We got a little over an hour to go. But the Packers have traded pass rusher Preston Smith to the Pittsburgh Steelers in exchange for a 7th-round pick. And bunch of thoughts going on with this. One, there's not a ton of surprise here. One, the fact that Preston Smith is about to be 32 years old in a couple of weeks, so he is an aging pass rusher. On top of that, the Packers have tried to develop other pass rushers. They gave a big old extension to Rashawn Gary. Of course, they drafted Lucas Van Ness, and I imagine LVN is going to get a whole lot more playtime after this movement. But the other major reason why the Packers are moving off Preston Smith is because of his cap hit. This year, it's not too bad. It's a $2 million cap hit this year. However, that jumps up a ton next year. In 2025, it's $13.4 million, and in 2026, it's $14.1 million. So now the Packers get to get that contract off of their books, and that's why the trade compensation is so low with only a 7th-round pick, because I imagine the Steelers are going to be absorbing that contract, and then they can decide if they want to cut him or restructure that deal. But for right now, the Packers get to move a big contract off the books. I'm definitely going to miss Preston Smith. He had 2.5 sacks so far this season, and this is troubling in the sense that the Packers really don't have a ton of developed pass rushers right now. I mentioned Rashawn Gary before. They gave him that big extension, anticipating that he was going to have a larger impact than he has this season. There is still plenty of time, and of course, you want to see more out of Lucas Van Ness, considering we spent a 13th overall pick on that selection. Now, all that being said, I would not be surprised, and I know, coming from a Packers fan who has been around the block a few times, I also wouldn't be surprised if the Packers are not done here and maybe they make another move. We all know the Packers could use some pass rushers because their pass rush has not been up to par this season. So maybe, just maybe, they will be making another trade within the next hour and adding to that pass rushing unit. But for right now, Preston Smith gone. It's Darius Smith, the other Smith bro. He was traded to the Lions today. And so, yeah. Basically, we're all getting older, and everything ends. Yay. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. How do you feel about this trade if you are a Packers fan? Steelers, I think you've got a solid player, and while he is aging, I think he'll be able to be a nice dual threat with TJ Watt, and I wish him nothing but the best. But let me know what you think. You know, I saw me at TomGrossiComedy.com or Tom Grossi Comedy, all social media you see down below. A big shout and thank you to all the patrons and YouTube members for supporting this channel, and thank you so much for watching. I'm Tom Grossi. And as always, go Pack, go.